on your bachelorette party, were you full of piss and vinegar before you got on the boat? Were you very excited?
No,
Brian,
yeah,
you're full of piss and vinegar a lot, right? When we go to
yeah,
on trips,
yeah.
big piss
Oh,
and vinegar
oh,
guy.
oh, are you Mr. Fun Sucker? You ruined the trip?
Brian, no, Brian's a hoot.
Oh no, I have a good time.
Brian used to. So sometimes Brian would just like, we'd be like, Brian, that's enough to drink, and he'd be like, well,
Now.
see you tomorrow, and just chug it and kind of black out. There's been a couple times.
Good time.
Sayonara, bitches. Like,
He got kicked out of Jenks twice, two weeks in a row. A bar down at the Jersey Shore. 2 weeks in a row, he
like
got kicked.
janky. Like, is that like
Jenkinson's. It's a boardwalk bar, and he got kicked out so much that they told him to come over, and they put a huge black X on his hand, so he couldn't go in.
All right, you gotta explain it. So we had went there for Halloween, and we all dressed up, and me and two of our other friends were Alvin and the Chipmunks. It worked perfectly. I had a sweater with an A on it. I was Alvin. So we had bought these like noses that like attached. They had like an elastic cord.
the string or whatever? Yeah.
They were plastic. They were rabbit noses, but we tried to make them look like chipmunk noses. So I colored them in with a Sharpie. And as I'm coloring them in with a Sharpie, we were at our friend Sean's house and we're pre-gaming. So we had bought a bottle of Bacardi Raz, and for some reason, Ralph was the one who decided, like, he got to mix all the cups for everybody. So we had bought like raspberry Snapple iced tea.
Mm-hmm.
They were cups like this size, and Ralph filled the whole cup up with Bacardi and put like a teaspoon of iced tea in it. And I took a sip.
Fantastic.
And it immediately burned, and I was like, "Oh my!"
Weird, really?
I was like, "This is like straight alcohol." I was like, "Ralph, give me another drink. Give me some more iced tea in here." And he fucking put like a drop. So we were going to Scott's house, his parents' house,
to take pictures with everyone. Yeah.
This is prom?
We were 22.
It was like how many of us was it? Like 10?
10, yeah. 2 cars, 3 cars.
Oh, you were rolling 10 deep. All right.
Yeah,
and I was driving too. I was the responsible one.
No, but the thing is, like, this place had like a legit like costume contest. Like, you'd see people like great. Like, there was a guy who was a fucking transformer one year. Like, it's crazy.
It's stuff you see and you're just like, really? Bro.
Right, it's like, okay, you fucking blow hard. Like,
yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bit much, but at the same time, like when you would see like those really, really big ones, it's like impressive. Because
I know the people that like, it's like you must cosplay on the side. Like, you definitely go to conventions, which is cool. Like, if that's your thing, because like some of that cosplay shit is amazing.
Oh my god, yeah. So we go to Scott's and like we're fucking drinking there. We have like a couple more beers, shots, whatever. So we're getting in the car to go down there, and it's like a 45-minute ride. It's not that far. I fall asleep on the way there. That's how fucking drunk I am on the way there. Right? So then they wake me up. Oh, hey, we're here. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
We're looking at like it's only 8 o'clock at this time now. Right around there, yeah.
I get out of the back seat. We walk in. I make it past like all the security, no problem. Like, looking back, like if I was a bartender and I walked up, I would be like, "You're not drinking anymore."
Yeah, like, get out.
You're dead, right? So this is where the night gets kind of fuzzy because I really have no memory of the entire night. I remember going to get this is when Bud Light Limes first came out.
Amazing.
Oh, Bud Light Limes!
They're so good.
The original formula, it tastes like shit now. It's garbage.
Well, that's because you're too healthy now. Back then you weren't.
They're not the same. It's not the same. So they had them in the aluminum bottles, the fucking ones.
Aluminum always tastes better.
Oh yeah, they look cool too.
Right. So like I had gotten one of them, 1 or 2, and then that was the fucking night. The next thing I know, 2 guys were Marv and Harry from Home Alone.
Yeah.
And one guy had a crowbar, but it was fake. It wasn't like a real crowbar.
Okay.
Right? So, like, I saw it, and for some
looking back, I wish it was, and he clubbed you over the skull with it.
What?
So, like,
What's the matter with you?
I don't know what happened, but like for some reason, like every bit of me was like grab the crowbar and swing it at him. So I fucking went, I took it, and as I went to go like lift it up, the fucking security guard's like, bam, and just fucking rushed me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you on the ground after that?
No, I didn't get knocked down. I'm not a bitch.
Oh, excuse me.
He had enough raspberry Bacardi. So.
They carried me out, they threw me out, whatever. So that was the end of my night. And then we went back again. Now this one is bullshit.
Do you remember you woke up that morning? I remember I texted you and you do you remember where you woke up? You woke up, we dropped you off at your house. I remember that. I made sure your dad got you.
I woke up on my couch and on my living room couch, and I was just confused because the last thing I remember was being there.
Yeah.
And I got up, I checked all my shit. I'm like, where's my fucking phone? This, that. I went outside, my phone was on the ground in the driveway. It's such a fucking mess. But then we go back. What was it, 2 weeks later?
It was probably 2 weeks. We definitely didn't go back the next week. It might have been 3 weeks within the month. It was within the month.
Yeah.
It was just me, you, and Albert. Yeah.
So we go back, and this time I was totally fine. I was not way too drunk.
I think you drove. No, I don't even think you were drinking. I think you drove that night because it was before. Ubers really were a thing. So we actually did do alternate driving. I think you might have, or Albert.
I think Albert did.
Maybe because okay. So me and you were drinking then.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
So I was drinking, but I wasn't fucked up, and so I go to the bath. Me and Scott both go to the bathroom, right? I come out first, and the Soulja Boy song on the hop up on my bed.
Yes, turn my flag on.
So we're really dating ourselves here, by the way.
Please stop. You feel like geriatrics. Stop it.
Right? So as I'm walking out of the bathroom, I'm singing that line, walking back in.
Yeah.
And the security guard points to me.
But you said Sway. So Eric's nickname is Sway.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of turn my swag on, we used to say turn my sway on because Eric's nickname is Sway.
So then the security guard's, hey, you, come here. And I was like, what's up? And I walk over to him, I'm fine. And he goes, give me your hand. And he just takes a marker and he puts a big black X on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, go stand over there. So I go stand on the side. And Scott comes stumbling out of the bathroom. Can't speak really. And he walks through, he goes, what are you doing there? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm fucking kicked out or
whatever. Time out.
And the guy goes, yeah, you're done. And I was like, how am I done? I'm not even drunk. And then you start laughing at me. And I go, look at him. Look how drunk he is. He goes, he's fine.
And I stumble back.
I was fucking furious.
He pukes on himself a little, then goes back in.
But then the worst part was we went back again 2 weeks later, and the same security guards saw Brian, and they go, we're not going to have a problem again, are we? They remembered him twice, to where Brian didn't even touch a drink that night.
Nope.
He was just like, I'm not.
They kept a security guard by me.
Yeah.
They just decided you're the problem child.
Literally, he was within 10 feet of me everywhere I went.
This was before the Jersey Shore show even came out. So it was not as popular, but it was still that type of vibe, I guess. No fist pumping going on back then, though. Not a lot of it. Thank God. And then another time I left Brian at Seton Hall. Remember that? Because you were really drunk, and I was like, Brian, I'm leaving. I won a party in Seton Hall. Yeah, our friends had a house, and it was before a Packer playoff game.
Giants played the Packers the next day. It was the coldest fucking day ever.
And he wakes up and he gets a text.
Did you go or something?
No, but I watched football, and I was like, dude, it's negative 16 degrees in Lambeau. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. Where are you? And I go, I left.
How the fuck did I get back?
I think Storch drove you home.
Yeah.
You just left him?
I was adamant. I think I was
trying to hook up with someone.
Yes, and I had but I'm not that type of guy. None of our friends are. If it was I waited as long as I possibly could. Once again, I was designated driving. So we used to We used to put like a limit, like
multiple times. He was like, Brian, I'm leaving. And I was like, leave me here. And he's like, are you sure?
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah. And he even said it like 4 or 5 more times.
Okay, all right. Then yeah, that's on you.
Don't leave me.
We used to give each other like a limit. Like if I drove and we got there at 8 p.m., it was like, all right, you have till like 1 a.m. and then the designated driver's driving home. You know what I'm saying? You got like, so it was like 1, and then I was waiting around still, and it was like 1:30. Then 2 a.m. came. I go, all right, Brian,
I'm going home. Yeah, I'm done.
Like let's go. And then that's when I texted him, and he goes, I don't give a fuck. Where the fuck are you? Oh, good times.